Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, June 1st, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 615 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. UK manufacturing growth at 30-year high, says PMI survey. Letters to the editor, what a Times editorial on antisemitism got wrong about Jews. Why electric cars will take over sooner than you think. Republican senators praising Biden on infrastructure talks may have ulterior motives. China's pivot to a three-child policy won't make a dent in its declining birth rate because the country's young couples don't want kids. Does the My Pillow guy think he's a governor? In a diversifying Virginia suburb, a fight over equity in school spirals out of control. Trump's back. Here's what his re-entry means for 2024. India-China border, blogger jailed for slandering soldiers who died in clash. Biden is set to take a big step toward a global minimum corporate tax. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Partner of British billionaire's son charged in shooting death of Belize police officer, CNN. Plane makes emergency landing on busy California highway, NBC News. John Krasinski responded after Amy Schumer said he and Emily Blunt have a pretend marriage for publicity, BuzzFeed News. Australia's Victoria State calls for patience on end of COVID-19 lockdown, Reuters. China Tesla rival NIO sees deliveries fall in May as chip shortage bites, CNBC. COVID-19 variants to be given Greek alphabet names to avoid stigma, The Guardian. China reports human case of H10N3 bird flu, a possible first, The Associated Press. Republicans fear Trump will lead to a lost generation of talent, Politico. WandaVision child stars making thousands for one episode, TMZ. COVID-19 live updates, Dubai B117, Hello Alpha, WHO creates new naming system for virus variants, The Washington Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Chuck Woolery mocked for bizarre Hitler tweet on Memorial Day. Biden to honor forgotten victims of Tulsa race massacre. Queer Allegra Hughes wants In the Heights to become the gateway to many more Latinx stories. It's official, the name Karen is still plummeting in popularity. This centuries-old health remedy is popular again, but does it work? Mindy Kaling talks Gen Z and being unzennial. Here's what's leaving Netflix this month. 5 custom Starbucks drinks baristas actually want you to order. World Health Organization gives COVID-19 variants non-stigmatizing Greek names. Alec Baldwin reveals how Sopranos ending could have been very different. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Undocumented migrants, 8 children found. Man stopping to help broke down SUV robbed. Police officer fatally shoots armed man. Gold Star families run in honor of loved ones. Family heartbroken after pregnant 21-year-old killed. Bridge under the bridge gets 2 generators. Mayor and senator give statements for race massacre. Venues more than ready for loosened restrictions. Rising water possible after Brazos River Authority opens gate. An old will and important paintings create a dilemma. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. The Supreme Court's big month. Belgian ambassador whose wife slapped a shop clerk is recalled. China wants more babies, some men choose vasectomies. China's three-child policy sparks indignation and concern. A crossroads for New York City pride. Got a confidential news tip? Some U.S. prisons surpass public COVID vaccination rates. Add climate hazards to your homebuyer's checklist. The burning of Black Tulsa. Barbecues, birthdays and tangos, New York parks are bustling again. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Democrats take nothing for granted in House special election for Blue New Mexico District. Dr. Mark Siegel, COVID origins and Wuhan, here's what we need to remember about the lab in China. Wizards players react to latest fan incident, wild to see the liberties people are taking. Wizards Scott Brooks sends message to some fans after latest incident, we don't need you. Idaho Lieutenant Governor defends imposing surprise mask mandate ban while governor traveled out of state. Liz Peek, Biden's China problem, president won't dare confront Beijing over COVID origins, here's why. Taylor's clutch hit caps 14 pitch at bat, Dodgers deck cards. Alonso powers Mets in return, DeGrom beats Diamondbacks 6-2. Mitchell scores 30, Jazz beat Memphis 120-113 to go up 3-1. Biden speech commemorating Tulsa race massacre to detail efforts to combat racial inequality. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, June 1st. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Coronavirus UK, scientists demand rethink on June 21st Freedom Day. Mother, 35, and her 18-year-old daughter look so similar they are often mistaken for sisters. Travelers who have taken over affluent West London Park will be forced out today. Oxfordshire to become first smoke-free county in England. Man reunited with wallet that was stolen 20 years ago after it was found near pub where he lost it. Police launch urgent hunt to find man, 29, wanted after death woman and child. Rose winemakers lose out as billionaire tycoons snap up Provenal vineyards in the wake of stars. Cyclist, 58, is left with a fractured cheek after hitting a squirrel at 35 miles per hour. Beaches brace for onslaught of half-term holidaymakers. Male teachers turn up in skirts across Spain to support boy who was expelled for wearing one. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. COVID-19 live updates. Peru now has the world's worst coronavirus mortality per capita after revising toll. UN says worker died after being hit by cargo at Yemeni port. In major rewrite of church law, Pope Francis aims for clearer penalties for sex abuse offenders. Aid worker killed in Tigray as humanitarians are targeted. Germany, UN to host conference on Libya in Berlin on June 23. Vatican law criminalizes abuse of adults by priests, laity. Iran TV, technical problem on fighter jet kills 2 pilots. In a changing Hong Kong, activists fight to keep alive memory of Tiananmen massacre. A burning ship covered beautiful beaches in plastic snow, now Sri Lanka faces an environmental disaster. Belarus's plane interception has exiled dissidents looking over their shoulders. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. UK manufacturing PMI hits record, house prices surge in race for space, business live. Coronavirus live news, Germany downgrades COVID risk level, Heathrow opens separate red list terminal. If the Wuhan lab leak hypothesis is true, expect a political earthquake. Thomas Frank. Angara's notorious Sicilian mafioso the people slayer freed. Human rights groups call for an end to digital surveillance of migrants. Biden corporate tax plan could earn EU and UK billions, study shows. England's Euro 2020 squad, Greenwood withdraws, no Ward-Prowse or Lingard. Assassination attempt on Ugandan minister kills daughter and driver. The NBA's alignment with Rwanda's repressive leader was head-scratching. Felix and the Hidden Treasure, family animation flounders as satire. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Missing hiker found dead after suffering traumatic injuries from apparent fall. Time has come for pandemic treaty, WHO chief says. China reports human case of H10N3 bird flu, a possible first. Man banging skateboard at Dallas Mall sends shoppers fleeing. UK magnate's daughter-in-law charged in killing in Belize. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Venezuela says 8 abducted soldiers rescued. Katumba Wamala, Uganda minister shot in assassination attempt. COVID, Peru more than doubles death toll after review. The fallout from Osaka's French Open withdrawal. Iran's presidential election, 4 ways it matters. Copa America, tournament to be hosted by Brazil after Argentina removed. Saudi Arabia, authorities defend mosque speaker restriction. Viewpoint, why Germany's Namibia genocide apology is not enough. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. South Florida shooting surveillance video released. On this day, June 1, 1998. Didn't realize it was going to be me, with deadline looming, some 9/11 survivors and families may miss out on fund. AP Top Stories May 31st. It's hurricane season, from Mana to Wanda. Here is the list of tropical storm and hurricane names for 2021. California, Maryland latest states to meet Biden's July 4th goal. India reports plummeting cases, latest COVID-19 updates. This is just the start, Louisville nonprofit says descendant of slaveholder donated 6-figure reparations payment. AP Top Stories June 1st. Who we are, not what we are, these trans and non-binary teens hope their books will enlighten the world during Pride. Lack of diversity poses crisis for NY State Police. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Sheriff's deputy shot, motorcyclist killed after desert chase. Plane makes emergency landing on 101 freeway in Westlake Village. Photos, a post-COVID-19 Memorial Day, crowds, parties, reconnections but still some caution. As COVID wanes, LA marks Memorial Day with gatherings, reconnections but still some caution. Ransomware hack puts sensitive Azusa Police Department documents online. LA County Sheriff's deputy charged with sexually abusing teenage niece. A fight over Jim Crow Road divides rural Northern California town. Will LA flatten a legendary Boyle Heights tortilla factory? Schools face mental health crisis among students as pandemic trauma remains. Magnitude 3.5 earthquake hits near Clovis, California. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. University of Edinburgh scientists successfully test drug which can kill cancer without damaging nearby healthy tissue. China maintains artificial sun at 120 million Celsius for over 100 seconds, setting new world record. China reports first human case of H10N3 bird flu. British-born former Islamic extremist, 29, reports his parents to the police for radicalizing him as a child. Australian court finds government has duty to protect young people from climate crisis. Poacher who killed 70 tigers in Sundarbans arrested at last. Canada's tariffs of 296.5% and 101.5% on furniture from China and Vietnam causing prices to skyrocket across the country. Calls to find all Canada's Indigenous mass graves after grim residential school discovery. The Guardian. Peru revises pandemic death toll, now worst in the world per capita. China reports sudden surge in COVID-19 cases causing flight cancellations. Poacher thought to have killed 70 endangered tigers captured in Bangladesh. Belarus enacts new rules restricting citizens from leaving. Mexico report suggests that there has been a disturbing pattern at as many as 18 schools and child care centers where multiple adult employees allegedly collaborated among themselves and used eerily similar tactics and practices to sexually abuse pupils between the ages of 3 and 7. Canada's NDP leader calls for all residential schools to be examined for mass graves. The next headlines are from Forbes. The U.S. car models most impacted by the microchip shortage, infographic. Peru's COVID-19 fatalities are nearly 3 times higher than originally thought, marking world's worst death toll per capita. Why Biden's move to give away COVID-19 patents endangers our health. Time to bust the government's public education monopoly. Warning, tax collectors around the world are after you. How the Biden administration is coming for your privacy and freedom. Are movies and streaming the next frontier for NFTs? Used vehicle pricing hits bizarre levels. Indian aviation is changing more quickly due to the pandemic. Philadelphia 76ers lose Joel Embiid to knee soreness, fall to Wizards in Game 4 of playoff series. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Old school computing, when your lab PC is ancient. French vote for river barriers defies biodiversity strategy. Boost U.S. federal funding for international trainees. COVID, treatment trials are still urgent. Academic bullying, media shears hear both sides. Fighting food insecurity with CRISPR at Zimbabwe's first private research institute. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,708,908,319 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. X Factor to go gender neutral in Italy for first time in format's history. Gia's Hank and Pingayo Film Festival to return for 5th edition. Mark Cousins fights to banish banality and find new ways of looking at the world. Sheffield Dog Fest Edive Industry on the plurality of themes, subjects, approaches and creative styles. Documentary is a very, very broad show, Sheffield Dog Fest chief on 2021 lineup. In a perfect world, 91-year-old Clint Eastwood would keep shooting forever. How Pose pulled off a mechanically blooming wedding dress. Romy Walthall, face-off in the House of Usher actor, dies at 57. Naomi Osaka withdraws from French Open to prioritize mental health over mandatory press conferences. Totino Films launches Full Circle Lab in France. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A daughter's journey to reclaim her heritage language. Indiana needle exchange that helped contain an HIV outbreak may be forced to close. Vaccinated Americans get back to barbecues, but COVID-19 still ravages Latin America. In Missouri and other states, flawed data makes it hard to track vaccine equity. A new hurricane season brings a new threat, carbon monoxide poisoning. Biden to visit Tulsa to mark the 1921 race massacre that wrecked Black Wall Street. A New Mexico special election is posing an early test of Democrats' 2022 messaging. Copa America chaos after Brazilian officials say decision to host is not final. Plan for your great national park trip. The time has come for a global pandemic treaty, WHO's Tedros says. The following headlines are from the week. Michael Flynn denies calling for Biden coup, despite video of his comments. The global right is perennial. The post-COVID social code. The government needs to stamp out scam calls. This California couple hid cash and baby products to surprise new parents. Miami-Dade police ask public for help identifying suspects in shooting that left 2 dead, 21 injured. Leaders of Israel's anti-Netanyahu coalition get extra police protection as Netanyahu battles ouster. WHO introduces new system to simply name coronavirus variants. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The next trans riot. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Long-range photo of Ingenuity taken by Perseverance's SuperCam instrument. JAXA using water bottle technology for sample return missions from the International Space Station. There might be volcanoes at the bottom of Europa's sub-ice oceans. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, June 1st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. June 1st is the middle of an eclipse season. What are the 2021 hurricane names? June 2021 Guide to the Bright Planets. Curiosity sees rare clouds on Mars. Use the moon to find Jupiter and Saturn in late May and early June. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Snowden's back, spying scandal clouds European ties ahead of Biden visit. Big EU lawsuit against Facebook morphs into 3-year partnership with complainants. European Commission proposes plan to avoid EU travel chaos. Ahead of NATO summit, France urges Europe to muscle up. Why Washington's big plan to protect Americans' data is languishing. An evangelical battle of the generations, to embrace Trump or not? Republicans fear Trump will lead to a lost generation of talent. Put Trump on the ballot in 2022? No thanks, some Dems say. What Joe Biden wants from this week's critical infrastructure talks. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. War crimes investigators to monitor Ben Roberts-Smith's defamation trial. Longer lockdown likely as alert raised over positive case in NSW last week. No graft in Grafton. As it happened, state lockdown likely to be extended as cases continue to grow across state. COVID-19 case visited NSW locations while potentially infectious. Magpies, Crows clash in limbo, while Queen's birthday match in doubt. It's on, Jeff Brown confirms Magpies presidency challenge. COVID-19 transmitted between hotel guests at Perth's Pan Pacific. Saints open door for mid-season draft about face. Swans stay in Sydney, but club will be counting the cost. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Not just an American headache, as a race for space sends UK house prices soaring. Europe markets, European equities open June with rise to record level as value stocks continue to thrive. Futures movers, crude prices surged to more than 2-year high ahead of OPEC Plus meeting. Cruises are finally returning to U.S. ports, here's what will be different post-COVID. Auto Trader, should you buy your leased car? Yes, here's why. NerdWallet, it might take time for ESG funds to show up in your 401k, how to invest sooner. Kelley Blue Book, this is the compact car that costs the least over 5 years. NerdWallet, what are crypto credit cards and should you get one? Next Avenue, lessons from the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, 5 rules small investors should follow. My elderly mother-in-law has progressive dementia. My sister-in-law charged her $70,000 in rent. Is this ethical? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. European Inventor Award 2021. Meet some of today's most inspiring innovators at digital event on June 17. Real Wire. Long, strange trips, the grubby history of how vaccines became intellectual property, The New Republic. Drayson Technologies develops next-generation biometric smart cards powered by FreeVolt energy harvesting, StreetInsider.com. Ars Genomics, Japanese Patent Office upholds Key-Sharpantie Doudna CRISPR patent and allows third, biospace. Ownership and authorship of artificial intelligence and intellectual property rights, Legal Desire News Network. Nokia and Daimler bring long-running SEP licensing dispute to an end, IAM. 2021 IP Trends, global patent officials must decide whether AI can be an inventor for purposes of patent protection, intellectual property, United States, Mondac News Alerts. IPIQ, bad faith filings in China and the impacts of the new amendments, video, intellectual property, China, Mondac News Alerts. Nikola Tesla's inventions and ideas that we use in everyday life, Explica.co, Explica. IPAB's order regarding divisional patent applications in India that can have far-reaching repercussions, intellectual property, India, Mondac News Alerts. The next headlines are from Quartz. For young companies, is it better to stay focused or diversify? Naomi Osaka, COVID comebacks, hair booms to the rescue. How Africa could become a world leader in central bank digital currencies. A negative antibody test does not mean the COVID-19 vaccine did not work. India's lofty vaccination goal rests on supplies that may or may not turn up. At Modi's Grand Central Vista site, workers deal with COVID-19, poor living conditions, and late wages. Has India's central bank changed its mind about cryptocurrencies? Never Give Up, a Hong Kong boy band has emerged as the voice of a city under crackdown. 7 countries are back to their pre-pandemic GDP per capita. Texas is already the hardest place to vote in the U.S. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Bruins. Toronto Maple Leafs. Pride Month. Joel Embiid. Jake Paul. Mayim Bialik. Ellie Kemper. Chick-fil-A. Turn Me Up Josh. The Loaded. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Seoul summons senior Japanese diplomat to protest persistent inclusion of disputed islets on Olympic torch relay map. Everyone is attacking everyone online, but Russians are best and most sophisticated hackers, says web security expert Kasper Sky. Australian court rejects lawsuit claiming that tough COVID-19 restrictions on overseas travel violate human rights. Australia war games to go ahead, but will be half the usual size due to COVID-19 concerns. In algorithms we trust, Twitter draws criticism over potential new misinformation warning system. Russia-China trade turnover saw 13-fold growth over past 20 years, Lavrov. Fight a real boxer, combat sports fans lay into Jake Paul as YouTuber set to fight faded ex-UFC champ Woodley. 2 Iranian fighter jet pilots killed in collision with hangar roof as ejector seat malfunctions, reports. Ex-head of disgraced 1990s oligarch Khodorkovsky's Open Russia dramatically detained for working with undesirable organization. China fires up artificial sun at 120 million degrees Celsius in quest for nuclear fusion, media. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Australian court upholds draconian ban on international travel. Shockingly expected, US NSA and Danish intelligence spied on EU allies. An absolute shocker, core CPI to hit 4% in 2 weeks. Turkey prepares a Syrian diversion for its internal strife. The global race towards full vaccination. Did the Greens peak too soon in Germany? Turkey cracks down on alcohol as Erdogan pushes Islamist agenda. On the hunt for gas, war drums in the Western Mediterranean. Eisenhower rejected military chief's demand for nuclear war on China. Space junk damages part of International Space Station. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Athletes rally around brave Osaka after French Open withdrawal. Bangladesh arrests suspect believed to have killed 70 tigers. Israel's politics, what just happened, and what next? NATO ministers meet to prepare first summit with Biden. Roma mistrust in governments is an obstacle to COVID-19 recovery. Uganda minister's daughter killed in failed assassination attempt. Wins by climate activists find unlikely backer, hostile regimes. IAEA highlights complicated Iran ties as nuclear talks continue. Israel rolls back army chief comments on AP's coffee with Hamas. Will there ever be justice for the Tulsa race massacre? The next headlines are from Breitbart. MLB, Players Union face lawsuit for pulling All-Star game from Atlanta. The Tale of Two Governors, breaking the news exposes establishment media's extreme prejudice in covering Cuomo, DeSantis. Cotton, if China keeps covering up, it's reasonable to conclude virus came from lab. Gary Sinise, Mark Wahlberg among Hollywood stars honoring the fallen on Memorial Day. Dem Rep Crow, still a chance for GOP to show a fraction of courage with bipartisan 1/6 commission. Dem Rep Malinowski, holding Olympics in China in some ways, worse than 1936. Indonesia may require civil servants to work from Bali to boost tourism. Nigeria, a known gunman abduct 200 children from Islamic school. Big Tech, Chamber of Commerce, outsourcing industry unite to keep foreign workers in American jobs. GOP Rep Kamek, left dismissed Trump Wuhan lab leak theory because they didn't want him to be right. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. The weirdest things you can do this summer. May is asparagus month and you should celebrate. 40 beer fun facts you need to know. These 10 plants will get rid of mosquitoes this summer. Designing your perfect home office. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Iridescent twilight clouds on Mars. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Childhood sweethearts marry in real-life version of The Notebook, reunited after 22 years. 11-year-old girl with autism earns Guinness World Record for mental math skills. New Australian marine parks will protect an area twice the size of the Great Barrier Reef. 100-year-old dreams of airship travel through Europe are revived with this modern zero-emissions dirigible. A World Food Prize winner wants you to reconsider anchovies, here's how nutritious they are. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, June 1st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. TikTok video shows mouse eating meat in Whole Foods deli case. Vote on Texas bill to make voting tougher blocked by no quorum. Holden Utes of Outback NSW paint tribute to Australia lost automotive history. Interesting times. Man stabs boss for firing colleagues. Oklahoma highway named after former President Donald Trump. Arizona man accused of using fireworks to destroy mailboxes. More U.S. citizens apprehended for moving drugs over border. Hoarder used 70 bottles of air freshener to hide smell of corpse he lived with for 15 years, inquest finds. Italian artist sells an invisible sculpture for €15,000. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. What the internet can teach us about adoption. The trials and triumphs of our missions to Mars. Super affordable electricity makes UK motoring cheaper than it's been in 50 years. 5 strategies every founder should use to defeat their detractors. Samsung's next flagship phone will deliver console-grade graphics, thanks to AMD. Twitter has just 3 weeks to comply with India's new IT rules. Hydrogen buses and trucks could be the future for sustainable road transportation. Car companies are greenwashing their plug-in hybrid vehicles. The Global Drone is a premium flyer with a gorgeous 4K camera for under $100 during this sale. The Toybox 3D printer lets kids create their own toys with a button press, and it's under $300. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Newly discovered African climate seesaw drove human evolution. Ethnic diversity helps identify more genomic regions linked to diabetes-related traits. Global warming already responsible for 1 in 3 heat-related deaths. The Price is Right, modeling economic growth in a zero-emission society. Scientists discover a new genetic form of ALS in children. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, June 1st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz match Grizzlies' resilience with their own, win Game 4 to take 3-1 series lead. This is one way to save Utah's lives and money for years to come, editorial board writes. Utah Jazz Memphis Grizzlies buzz, can the Jazz win it all? TNT crew divided, ribbing Dylan Brooks and more. The triple team, Donovan Mitchell shows terrific mix of poise and athleticism in Game 4 win over Grizzlies. Utah Jazz's Joe Ingles pleads for fan civility, calls for those who misbehave to be dealt with harshly. Boy Scouts tip their hats to Japanese-American veterans' sacrifices. Goat Springs fire burns hundreds of acres. People allowed to return to their homes after fire in Heber City forces evacuations. St. George launches program to help residents conserve electricity, avoid blackouts. Utahns gather, in person, to pay tribute on Memorial Day. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Coronavirus variants get new names. Intel reiterates chip supply shortages could last several years. Xiaomi shows off phone that can charge to 100% in 8 minutes. Seagate exploring possible new line of crypto-specific hard drives. Intel's latest 11th gen processor brings 5.0 GHz speeds to thin and light laptops. 2 new laws restrict police use of DNA search method. Amazon devices will soon automatically share your internet with neighbors. NSA spied on European politicians through Danish telecommunications hub. Amazon Prime is an economy-distorting lie. California's controversial math overhaul focuses on equity. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Rain showers Tuesday with high temperatures in low 70s. Wellston trash cleanup effort was successful. Man was shot and his car was stolen in Greater Philly neighborhood. Tuesday marks the final day to get a COVID vaccine at the Dome at America's Center. Oh, the places they'll go, mystery behind ball from former Cardinals' first MLB hit. Update, 80-year-old Bridgeton man reported missing. Women who lived with Oakville victim disputes police claims about fatal shooting. Autopsy reveals homicide after man's body found in Genevieve County ditch. Investor aims to transform St. Charles County town into national destination. Fewer than 10,000 COVID cases reported in Missouri in the month of May. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. North County residents recognize Memorial Day with large painted flag. Drivers wait hours to cross back into U.S. on Memorial Day. Plane makes emergency landing on SoCal freeway. Police look to add surveillance cameras in downtown Oceanside. Crowds pack local beaches on Memorial Day. Elections officials express worry over possible early recall election. Semper Solaris gives solar panels to Vietnam veteran. Lifeguards warn swimmers after great white shark sighting. At-risk 71-year-old man goes missing in Ramona. Huge American flag stolen from SoCal Veterans Cemetery. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Russia's Prague embassy stronghold cleared out in spy dispute. U.S. spying on European allies is not acceptable, says France's Macron. Breaking news IE. Outgoing Mossad chief's parting message, we need to crack down on Iran, the yeshiva world. France and Germany seeking full clarity from U.S. and Denmark on spying report, KRDO. France and Germany seeking full clarity from U.S. and Denmark on spying report. U.S. spied on European leaders with help of Denmark intelligence unit, report. France and Germany seeking full clarity from U.S. and Denmark on spying report. France and Germany seeking full clarity from U.S. and Denmark on spying report, KESQ. How would Denmark help the United States spy on Angela Merkel and other European leaders? A scientist. Brazil approves stricter legislation to tackle online crimes. EDNet. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marines receives newest handheld devices to deter enemy drones. Lockheed Martin, Embraer to participate in Ukrainian exhibition. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China eased past minnows Guam World Cup qualifying resumes. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Who benefits? U.S. debates fairest way to share spare vaccine. Police officer attacked in San Francisco's Chinatown. Chalkboards covered in messages of support for VTA victims and their families. James Caprillian's emotional journey to becoming Oakland A's pitcher. Alameda County firefighters rescue baby ducks from storm drain. Man accused of plotting Walmart attack arrested in Texas. California eyes shuttered malls, stores for new housing. Birth limit, China to allow couples to have 3 children, up from 2. Crews battle fire burning in zoo lightning complex burn area. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Suburban legislators' ethics bill passes Illinois House, Senate. Constable, romance begun during World War II remains strong after 75 years of marriage. New Vatican law criminalizes sexual abuse of adults by priests who abuse their authority, says laity can be punished. Greenwood out as England prepares to select Euro 2020 squad. Israeli official rolls back army chief comments on AP Gaza. Illinois House passes $42.2 billion budget. Le Grand Retour, Federer wins return to Paris, slam action. Red hot Rays keep Yankees reeling with 3-1 victory. Illinois House, Senate pass election bill postponing 2022 primary to June. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Blanca 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone CHOI, WAN, 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, June 1st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Afghanistan, losers cannot be choosers. Mapping China by the numbers, ambitions and threat vectors. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Rain chances are on the rise. Texas man arrested for allegedly planning a mass shooting at Walmart. He took my world from me, widow describes moment man killed her husband. Galveston tourism to bounce back from pandemic in months, not years, experts say. Houston coffee shop vows to educate customers on Tulsa race massacre. Texas likely to ban homeless encampments in unapproved public places after bill is sent to governor. With hopes of attracting more candidates, Galveston increases lifeguard pay. Wrench flies into windshield as man was driving down Highway 225. TABC suspends Houston club's alcohol license after deadly shooting. ABC 13 Town Hall to highlight how to prepare for 2021 hurricane season. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Global stocks mixed ahead of monthly U.S. jobs report. New Vatican law criminalizes abuse of adults, even by laity. China rejects Australian rider's torture claim in trial. COVID-19 lockdown lessons from U.S., Hong Kong, China and Australia. JBS cyber attack disrupts Australian meat production. Russian authorities increase pressure on opposition. NATO ministers meet to prepare summit, Afghan withdrawal. China rejects torture claim in trial of Australian rider. The latest, 2019 champ Ashley Barty back to Roland Garros. Taoyuan City becomes first to close all beauty salons for 11 days. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. New York State's application process to begin for rendo during COVID. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Why investing in women is key to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. 2021, the year that matters for the poorest people on the planet. Africa's forgotten crisis. Pandemic relief policies need more resources, better design. Motorcycle diaries with a twist. Is sharing more than water the key to transboundary governance in the Meghna River Basin? The COVID-19 pandemic motivates millions of tobacco users to quit, but they need support. Haiti, funding gap threatens fell lives of nearly 86,000 children. Latin America's challenge of financing energy recovery. Slower population growth, the goods and the bads. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Democrats 9/11 style commission for January 6 fails in Senate with 6 Republican traitors voting in favor of the bill. Next level dystopian SHT, Amazon rolls out portable panic booth for warehouse employees to collect themselves. Homeland Security walks back secretaries claim U.S. taking close look at vaccine passports. BBC presenter dies days after COVID vaccination. Missouri man sentenced for a role in largest organic food fraud in American history. Dismiss infaganda. Microsoft president warns 2024 will look like Orwell's 1984 if we don't stop AI police state. U.S. cities reverse defunding police department amid rising crime. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Woman pushes bear off fence to save dogs in Memorial Day video. Family shares story behind fudge recipe on Utah headstone. Johnson & Johnson asks High Court to void $2 billion talc verdict. Naomi Osaka withdraws from French Open, cites anxiety. Tarzan actor Joe Lara among 7 plane crash victims in Tennessee. Californians hit beaches and travel ahead of virus rules easing. Nevada okays bill in try for first presidential nominating state in 2024. Huge American flag stolen from California Veterans Cemetery. California eyes abandoned malls and stores for new housing. Mexico report suggests child sex abuse ring at some schools. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. This fan is a sleep expert's white noise machine of choice. Mission Impossible, reinventing the pina colada. Joel Kim Booster is deeply frustrated by the lack of gay male stand-up comedy stars. Here's why I celebrate International Horse Day. We are trying our best to make lemonade. Destinations devastated by wildfires try to adapt. Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton seem to have swapped wardrobes. The United States of lyncherdom didn't end with Tulsa. Lizzie's story is the most star-studded Stephen King adaptation since The Shining. Erotic screaming parties, COVID swabs with condoms, Capri is ready to cater to every need of the super wealthy. The next headlines are from the New York Post. MLB entering NFT world with iconic Lou Gehrig moment. Bad on board causes Air India flight to make emergency landing. Dramatic video captures rescue of girl whose dinghy floated out to sea. Kevin Pillar's return to Mets only adds to cult hero status. Returning Seth Lugo happy to jump on board first place Mets. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Celestron star sends explorer. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Sharks interacting with humans off Southern California beaches. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Former Navy pilot, UFOs are national security threat. The reality of UFOs is no longer a stigmatized issue, IT's fact. Fire in the sky is the scariest alien abduction ever, from real-life event. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. After giving away more than 1 million free donuts to Vaxxed customers, Krispy Kreme is doubling up for National Donut Day. NYC mayoral candidate Maya Wiley offers a vision of criminal justice reform, but past at police department watchdog CCRB reveals a more moderate pose. An asteroid as tall as a skyscraper to pass Earth Tuesday. Customer at Austrian salon makes gruesome discovery of a dead body inside a tanning bed. Singer Sinead O'Connor explains in new memoir the time she ripped up a photo of the Pope on SNL. Partner of Lord Ashcroft's son charged in killing of police officer. Monumental error to treat coronavirus pandemic is over at this stage, WHO. NY legislation will add deportation threats to coercion law. Here IT, high school principal and truth teller escorted off campus following graduation speech. Dallas rapper Lil Loaded dies at age 20, report. The following headlines are from military.com. George W. Bush honors veterans, parents, on Memorial Day. Thousands of troops from past wars are still missing. We'll never stop trying to find them. Some veterans' families delayed memorial services during COVID-19 pandemic. On Memorial Day, risk is reopening old wounds. New Zealand's military evacuates more than 50 people, some by chopper, from floods. Model midshipman John Johnson first to receive posthumous degree under new Naval Academy policy. Coast Guard suspends search for 10 missing Cubans. 4 years after her husband's death in Niger, a Gold Star wife tells his story. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Boys Town, the nickname dropped by business leaders in Chicago's premier gay neighborhood last year, is still going strong. It's always going to be Boys Town to me. Illinois lawmakers go into overtime, approve $42 billion budget, elections changes and an ethics package. Illinois college athletes could sign endorsement deals under bill passed by state lawmakers. Illinois legislators sent to Governor J.B. Pritzker a bill to move 2022 primary to June 28 and make curbside voting a permanent fixture of elections. Memorial Day violence, man fatally shot on West Side, 14 shot outside sub shop. Lawmakers ban some background checks on people who sign up to speak at public hearings. Memorial Day 2021 in Chicago marks step closer to normalcy following pandemic cancellations last year. Domestic Violence Task Force in honor of slain Joliet toddler approved by Illinois lawmakers. Illinois legislators vote to dramatically limit use of seclusion and face down restraints in schools. COVID-19 in Illinois by the numbers. Here's a weekly update on cases, positivity rate and hospital data in your area. The following headlines are from phys.org. Biologists find invasive snails using new DNA detection technique. Rare iron mineral from rocks found in mollusk teeth. Last resort, the seeds kept safe in a South Korean mountain. Ardern tours devastating New Zealand floods. China faces strains as population ages, birth rate falls. Christie's to sell Isaac Newton's notes for greatest work. New Zealand latest nation to sign space agreement with NASA. 18th century graveyard found at former Caribbean plantation. Mexico raids building project next to Teotihuacan pyramids. Greenhouse gas emissions from reservoirs higher than previously expected. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, June 1st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Euro 2020, Scotland's coming home to end 23-year wait. Euro 2020, Modric and Perisic back with Croatia, but no Sousa. Millennial money, she crushed $20K plus in debt at age 24. Euro 2020, young stars, home comforts boost England hopes. Euro 2020, newcomer North Macedonia has record of upsets. Euro 2020, Austria's track record needs some polishing. Euro 2020, Shevchenko aimed to break through as Ukraine coach. Japanese Olympic athletes get shots as general public lags. Euro 2020, Dutch players look to forget disappointing season. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes June 1, 2021, Morgan Freeman, nothing is for keeps or easy. Word game, June 1, 2021. Bridge, June 1, 2021. Ask Amy, I gave my husband an ultimatum, it did not go well. Harriet Cole, she asked me to keep a secret but I think our boss should know. Miss Manners, a stranger said my legs made him sick, and I was lost for response. Dear Abby, I lied rather than answer nosy questions about my friend. Police shoot and kill man in North San Jose. CCS Boys Volleyball Playoffs, Monday's first round results, Tuesday's schedule. Mountain lion spotted in Millbrae, second big cat sighting on peninsula in a week. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Joe Biden to honor forgotten victims of Tulsa race massacre. Australian court upholds ban on most international travel. Rashad Turner, Black Lives Matter St. Paul founder, says he quit over ugly truth. Scammers make billions off of pandemic assistance funds. Texas Governor Greg Abbott threatens to withhold pay of Democrats who walked out. Inside the Beltway, Trump Wuhan lab claim gets media attention. California eyes shuttered malls, stores for new housing. Nevada passes bill to move 2024 presidential primaries ahead of Iowa, New Hampshire. American flag stolen from Los Angeles National Cemetery. Michael Flynn says coup should happen in U.S. at QAnon conference in Dallas. The next headlines are from The Intercept. How a payday lender partnered with a native tribe to bypass lending laws and get rich quick. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, June 1, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Unprecedented data sharing driving the new rare disease diagnoses in Europe. Lean and mean, maximizing 5G communications with an energy-efficient relay network. Hypertension during pregnancy is associated with increased risk of stroke in offspring. Seeds of economic health disparities found in subsistence society. Light shrinking material lets ordinary microscope see in super resolution. Scientists say active early learning shapes the adult brain. Brain activity reveals when white lies are selfish. Overconfidence in news judgment. Extreme CO2 greenhouse effect heated up the young Earth. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Dear Abby, to stop my friend's nosy questions, I answered with a lie. Running Scared revisited, big laughs, exciting stunts and a great look at 80s Chicago. Armed robberies reported in River North. Menu planner, skip meat and have delicious stuffed bell peppers. 3 wounded in drive-by in back of the yards. Woman falls into water along Streeterville River Walk, boyfriend jumps in to save her. Horoscope for Tuesday, June 1, 2021. He was sweet as gold, family says after man fatally shot on West Side. Canadians complete comeback, top Maple Leafs in Game 7. Illinois wreck our lake trout, Dr. Atul Malik makes history on a family outing on the massive confusion. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, June 1, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. The Houston Rocket fans' guide to rooting in the NBA playoffs. As Texas legislature calls it quits for now, voting bill blame game continues. Is the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the road to Secret Wars? Houston Restaurant Weeks 2021, the delicious fundraiser returns. Ticked off Abbott promises to defund the whole legislative branch after Dems kill voting bill. The Houston Fans Guide to Live in Stadium Baseball's return. Right-wing voting limits killed by Texas House Democrats. Mercy, Mercy, She, a famous groupie's wild child story. This week in Houston, food events, barbecue, steak night and the return of Latin Restaurant Week. The next headlines are about world records making news. Tech bites, Twitter misinformation labels, Acer laptop production slowdown, phone charging world record, ABC 27. World stocks hit another record, crude up in big data week, Reuters. Toyota Mirai breaks world record for driving on hydrogen with 623 miles, interesting engineering. When this man set world record by jumping 25,000 feet without parachute, old video, News 18. Chinese artificial sun experimental fusion reactor sets new world record, Gadgets 360. Taylor Swift breaks U.S. vinyl record for biggest sales in a single week, Olean Times Herald. Junior Bounce sets world record as oldest heli skier, Deseret News. Untitled Fashion sets world record for longest mobile store, Imminitra. Claymont graduate, powerlifter Leah Reichman sets all-time world record, New Philadelphia Times reporter. 11-year-old girl with autism earns Guinness World Record for mental math skills, Good News Network. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. British and Indian variants renamed Alpha and Delta under new WHO COVID-19 guidance. Alienware's new X-series laptops are its thinnest gaming notebooks yet. The Asus ROG Strix G15 packs a punch with AMD's impressive new graphics card. AMD's new RX 6000 are here to pick a fight with Nvidia. Watch Xiaomi break its records and charge a phone in 8 minutes. Acer says global chip shortage will bottleneck laptop production until at least 2022. Uber's prices and wait times are up because there aren't enough drivers to go around. Instagram to change stories algorithm after staff raised concerns about reach of pro-Palestinian content. Watch a bloody awesome Berserk tribute in Castlevania's final season come together. X-Men's broods are what Brood X nightmares are made of. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Bundaran-Air at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at -96.52 degrees Fahrenheit or -71.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. The best Memorial Day sales we can find on laptops, video games, and more tech, updated. Can we keep human inconsistency from confusing expert advice? Genetic tricks of the longest-lived animals. Building a better edible. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump returning to campaign trail, but some insiders doubt he could actually win in 2024. 100 years after Tulsa race massacre, black residents await Biden and reparations. Shaken by COVID, some Americans try manifesting a positive result. MAGA hat store owner attacks BLM as brands distance themselves over anti-Semitic anti-vax stars. Talented Republicans are staying out of politics because they don't want to kiss Trump's ring, report. Europe demands answers after US Danish spying claims. Netanyahu opponents grapple to form cabinet before deadline. Decade of Syria war killed nearly 500,000 people, new tally. Climate crisis and negligent policymakers blamed for record-sickening levels of manatee deaths in Florida. The greatest danger to American democracy isn't coming from inside the House. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Here's how Deb Haaland wants to address the crisis of violence against Indigenous women. How inflation became the gas bag's favorite moral panic. When women were invited to an 1869 medical lecture, the men just lost it. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. June stargazing, UFOs in the horizon, Sierra Magazine. D-Orbit's coming up with a wild ride via their Orion satellite carrier, Sat News Publishers. Frosted Flakes, Memorial Day, Baseball Selection Show and Alien Autopsies, Corn Nation. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Amazon tribe can hold the key for healthy brain aging, powdersvillapost.com. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Forget immortality, new evidence of 150-year maximum limit to human life, Sci-Fi Wire. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, June 1st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.